This is a PRI, right side lying, left glute med with TFL inhibition. The purpose of this drill is for us to turn off the compensatory internal rotators of our hip, which is that TFL muscle, which is kind of right below that hip bone, and to turn on the actual ones, which is that anterior glute med, or the anterior fibers of the glute med, to do internal rotation. So to set up, we're going to need an object. You can use a plyo box, a sofa, something that you can press into. You're going to get into a 90-90 position. So 90 degrees at the hips and 90 degrees at the knees. 90 degrees at the hip, 90 at the knee. We're going to set up by tucking our pelvis slightly, so getting into a posterior tilt. Then I'm going to bring my thigh up so my knee is in line with my hip. Once I have that, I'm going to push my left thigh into that object. When I do that, I should feel some left hamstring here. And I'm going to push my right knee down into the floor. Once I have that, I'm going to turn my left toes down slightly. As I exhale, I'm going to lift my shin up, keeping my knee and that thigh in place. The whole time I'm pressing into the box and down into the floor. Inhale on the way back. Now, if you're doing this drill right, you should feel those anterior fibers of the glute med, which is just behind that kind of hip bone area, working. If you're having a hard time feeling that glute med, or you're still getting TFL, you can back off and go into a little bit less hip flexion. You can put something below you. You can use a yoga mat. I've got a foam roller here. And this is going to reduce the amount of hip flexion that I'm in now. So instead of being at 90 degrees, I'm more at 80 degrees of hip flexion. Same setup, right? Where I've got that thigh in line, press down, turn the toes, right knee goes down into the object. The whole time I'm pressing, exhale, lift up. Inhale on the way back down. One of the most common mistakes on this drill is either forgetting to drive that leg into the box. Remember, we want to be getting hamstring and that anterior glute med firing. So either that pushing in or pushing down into the floor. And the second one is people not working within their range of motion. They try and go too high and their entire hip kind of pulls forward or drops down. We want to make sure that we stay in alignment the whole time. The only thing that's moving is the shin there.